Hi Scorpio, welcome to your September 2021 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Scorpio, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, before we start, remember they are general readings, so not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that's just fine. Always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's get into it. For your actions and interactions with the world at large this month, you get... All right, so you've got the Nine of Swords, right? This month, my dear Scorpios, worrying at a problem, challenge, issue or situation is not going to get you anywhere. It also looks like you're deliberating quite heavily over something. The feeling that I get from this is about being tongue-tied. And it's not because you don't know what to say. I think it looks like you're maybe for once, you're trying to temper what you say. But if something's causing you that much anxiety, I think you should just out and say it. And I hope that makes sense, because the feeling that I get from this is it's like there's something that you want to say and it's like, I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if it's appropriate. And I think this is a part of the challenge of the world that we live in today. You can't shake a stick without, offending somebody, unfortunately. And this month, I would say whatever it is that you feel drawn to share, whatever it is that you feel drawn to speak on, this will be the month where I think you should go for it, even in the face of that. And remember, obviously, we do have Mercury retrograde, so maybe not everything that you say is going to be received in the way that you want it to be, but it's important that you say it anyway. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Six of Pentacles. So I would, this month, when it comes to conversations around money, finances and resources, I would be very conscious and cautious. If you are going for a job interview this month, as it looks like some of you might be, if you are, I would be very conscious this month of getting things in writing before you move ahead with them, right? So and I mean that kind of goes without saying. The other thing with the Six of Pentacles as well, if you feel like coming to somebody's aid or speaking on somebody's behalf, be sure that they actually feel the way that you're going to defend them for. I don't know if that's coming out right, but what I mean is, you might think, okay, well, I'm doing this with all the best intentions and I'm saying this because this person's, hasn't said anything. Just make sure they actually feel the way that you are defending them to feel. It's like you might launch into something on someone's behalf and then they stop and say, actually, I don't think like that at all. I don't feel like that about this situation. Why are you saying that? Check in with them before you start voicing that opinion or defending them on it. That I think is going to be quite important this month. And again, there's that whole thing of mixed wires, so you just want to be really careful. The other thing is, when it comes to money, finances and resources, for those of you that work for yourselves, this month I would ask for payment up front. Because with that Nine of Swords there as well, I kind of get this feeling that somebody could say, oh, yeah, I want you to do this. And it's like you could end up going out on a limb, making something truly wonderful, and then they just don't come through. This month, don't take it on promise, all right? Unless you know this person and you've known them for a while, then fine. But even then, that Six of Pentacles this month does not feel like an easy energy for me, and the fact that it's coupled with the Nine of Swords, I just get this feeling that you could end up being out of pocket somehow. For those of you that are being told that maybe you're getting a raise, etc., again, unless you've got it in writing, You got no proof. This month you need concrete evidence. When it comes to those of you that are retired for any reason, it looks like someone's going to hit you up for money this month. And I have to say as well, because of that Nine of Swords, I get the feeling that this is somebody that does this on a regular basis. If you have it to give, then great. If not, then don't. It's not going to be a loan, is what I will say to you. It will be money that you probably end up losing. When it comes to your heart and half, you've got the King of Pentacles, but the collective finances, so for those of you that are married or partnered or in relationships, the collective finances are actually really good. And what I really like about this as well, look at that, right? I get this sense that if you are in a relationship, you guys are doing something charitable this month. There's something that you're doing with your partner to assist or to help others. You know, a selfless act, which is wonderful, right? I mean, and if it's something like that, then you have my total blessing, even with these cards. That King of Pentacles is actually very nice. It's going to see you and the partner paying more attention to the practical matters though. You know, money, finances, the house, you know, DIY, the things that really need to get done. For those of you that are single, King of Pentacles with the Six of Pentacles, this could be somebody you meet in somebody that is either truly very generous or somebody that has done very well for themselves on, so this could be like an entrepreneur. It could be a philanthropist of some sort that, like, I get this feeling that whoever they are, they do a lot for others, probably in line with their work, likely to be a Taurus, Capricorn or a Virgo. For your money and materials, you've got the King of Swords. So there's definitely, for those of you that are looking, there are interviews on the horizon this month. Now, why do I say that? Well, you've got the two kings, right? Two kings together literally represents minor council. This can be anything from a consultation, probably not so much as like an official consultation, but it could be anything from a tarot reading right through to a job interview, right? And so this month it does look like some of you are interviewing, and I like it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go for it. I'm just saying you need to make sure that you've got concrete. You know, if they say, look, we're going to pay you $35,000 a year, you want to make sure that the contract reflects that, right? You need to see it in writing before you accept or sign anything. Now, when it comes to your finances and making money, those two kings suggest that you are, for some of you, this could be you thinking about putting on courses. For some of you, this could think about creating a new revenue stream. But it's like you're asking for somebody's advice before you do this. You're not just going straight into it. It looks like you're asking somebody that's maybe already walked that path ahead of you, which, you know, that's sensible. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be your nervous system, your skin, especially this month. And I would probably go as far as to say that this would be a really great month to do some body work. You know, whether that is massage, Reiki, chiropractor, acupuncture as well, highly favored because it's the King of Swords, but it's next to the King of Pentacles. So as I look at those two together, I'm like, yeah, you're doing a lot of body work on yourself this month, which is, I'm always here for that, always. And then when it comes to your home and environment, I mean, the King of Swords is nice for the home because it sees you getting round to tasks that maybe you haven't for a while, or wrapping things up. You're getting things done, getting things complete, which is a good thing. All right, so when it comes to your first week of the month, you've got the Hermit card underneath the Nine of Swords. So you've got two nines here, right? So this is some sort of information that comes in that is going to either uproot or offset some of your plans. You're having to change direction here in the first week of September, and maybe in a way that you hadn't anticipated or expected. For some of you, you might need to take something back to basics or back to the drawing board. What I will say as well, that first week of the month, it looks like you're spending quite a lot of time alone. Do some deep meditation or some deep contemplation. If that sort of thing isn't your, it's not your kind of thing, if it's not your bag, active, you know, silence, whether that is, you know, some music without lyrics, whether it is, you know, I had a friend who, you know, couldn't meditate for toffee, but he was brilliant with a set of poi. So he would just swing them and just go off into his own sort of zone, and that was like his version of meditation. Mesmerizing to watch, really, actually. So find your zen this month, but you've got to find the thing that works for you, because it looks like you are doing that Scorpio thing of going into very, very deep thought. I will say as well, this month, possibly in that first week, although likely to be within the month, an elder in your life is going to call on you for some sort of help or assistance. For the second week, you have the Emperor right underneath the Six of Pentacles. There's something going on here with the boss, with the schooling, with the structure of your work. Very, very interesting. There could be some really interesting conversations going on around the profession, around the work in the month of September, but specifically here in the second month. If you are approaching a bank, a building society, if you're looking for loans, etc., the second week of the month is probably the best time to do it, because you're getting in just before Mercury goes into retrograde. And I think as well, if it's in the second week, you'll even be just outside of the shadow period, which is what you want, right? So for your third week of the month, you have the Devil card. So this King of Pentacles, for those of you that are looking and open to meeting somebody new, you're likely to be meeting a Capricorn. This is somebody that's likely to be very well established, somebody that possibly works in either the legal or business field in some way, shape or form. There's something about them as well that is very philanthropic. So maybe this is somebody that works on behalf of others, does something where they're defending others. I really like this, actually. You know, I mean, the Devil card with the Emperor, not so hot on that, just because it could be either someone riding you really hard, or it could be you riding yourself really hard. So that middle part of the month, just be sure to, you know, to be kind to yourself. But yeah, whoever this Capricorn person is coming into your life, they look like a lot of fun, and likely to be, I have to say, distinguished. I'm definitely seeing salt and pepper here. You know, salt and pepper hair. I love a bit of spice, me. So yeah, there's that aspect to think about. The other thing is, for those of you that are partnered or in relationships, this is you guys getting really practical about the day-to-day stuff, which I actually think is a very good thing. And then finally, your fourth week of the month, you've got the Temperance card underneath the King of Swords. So that is definitely a healthcare professional, likely to be an acupuncturist, a chiropractor, somebody who, you know, has got like a title for their job within the healthcare industry. I like this a lot, actually. Nice. Yeah. All right, so when it comes to your moons for that new moon in the sign of Virgo for September, you have the Gate 4 and Answer. So that new moon is going to see you posing a lot of questions, right? It's going to see you. Now, I know that the card says Answer, but because it's a new moon and I have to take that energy into consideration, you're going to be asking certain questions around that new moon. It will highlight the things that you feel at this moment in time you actually need to know. So it's like, okay, you know what? This is what I need an answer to. This is where I don't feel like I have the information that I need. And the full moon, you have the Gate 18 and Perfection. So that full moon in the sign of Pisces is going to be beautiful. I'm really excited for this one, I have to say, just because I remember how powerful the new moon was this year in Pisces. So I'm intrigued to see how the bookend happens. But that Gate 18 and Perfection card, the full moon is going to highlight to you where you need to give yourself some chill, right? Where you really do need to cut yourself some slack. Remember, the moon in Pisces, full moon in Pisces, is going to be shining a trine energy to you. Whether this is your sun, moon or ascendant, it's going to be trining your own sign. So it's going to be pouring a positive energy into you, or at least a harmonious energy that will allow you to, and remember, right, a full moon puts a spotlight on something, or it reveals something. So with this 18 card, yes, it's going to show you where perfection is something that you strive for, but it's also going to show you where maybe you could loosen the reins on yourself a little bit as well. And because it is in that trine aspect to your sun, moon or ascendant, it's going to allow you with ease to say, okay, you know what, I can cut myself some slack here. I actually think this is going to be a pretty decent month for you guys, even with some of the more challenging interpersonal stuff. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.